Well, I told you I was going to find out, huh? And I'm going to be real quick. As quick as I can be. 10 companies that use prison labor to break in profits. First company is Whole Foods. I won't be getting no more chantilly cakes, and they don't really say like what they did, but I'm going to say this here. Working in jail is a great idea. You would think that prisoners would learn vital skills that they can use to get a job and turn their life around once they have completed their sentence. But prison labor is more lucrative than ever, according to Think Progress. People behind bars are forced to do grueling, back-breaking, and dangerous work for nickels and dimes while corporations rack up billions of dollars in profit off the cheap labor. It seems that these large corporations are not providing jobs to help educate the inmates, but are taking advantage of this modern day slavery on the plantations. Modern day slavery to have cheap production. Okay, this is a list of the companies that used prison labor in 2017. So this was, I guess, the most recent one they've done. I guess since Trump been in office, they really ain't done think about a prisoner other than the work him. McDonald's, the world's most successful fast food chain, is also guilty of purchasing a plethora of goods produced in jail, including plastic cutlery, containers, and uniforms. The inmates who sew McDonald's uniforms make even less money by the labor than the people who wear them. In California, I think they make like McDonald's make like $14, $15 an hour. Prisons ain't making that. Now, everybody gonna be at this little place. Black Friday's already started at Walmart, and Walmart is a company that's on the list. The controversial company produces its goods in jail farms, despite them having a policy that states forced or prison labor will not be tolerated by Walmart. Prisoners work long and tiring hours in the heat to strip the UPC barcodes and Walmart serial numbers from their products so they can be resold to aftermarket retailers. I guess that's why Walmart go to the hood, huh? Your friendly neighborhood Walmart. I guess that's their way of giving back to the prisoners and stuff, the people that they got working for nothing. So your people could buy our goods. We'll sell it not so high. Walmart, Victoria's Secret. Glad I paid them off. The iconic lingerie brand surprisingly hires inmates in South Carolina. I think that's another state where they have all this crazy lifetime. It ain't crazy. It's lifetime without a possibility of whatever. South Carolina to sew garments and casual wear. They are also hired to replace Made in Honduras tags with Made in USA ones. In the late 90s, 2 prisoners were placed in solitary confinement for telling journalists that they were employed to complete this job. I guess they was not allowed to speak, huh? That's how they did the slave. The slave couldn't talk to nobody, and if they did, what happened? They got punished. Like these, they got punished. AT&T. Then it's Securus. That's the company I have to go to talk to my brother. It's JPay. You know what I'm saying? That's what you have to go through to do just about everything. It's global telecommunications. These 3 right here are the ones that I deal with. That's making millions and billions of dollars. In the early 90s, the large telecommunications... Let me get it together, okay? The more I read, the I get. Laid off AT&T laid off thousands of telephone operators to increase their profits. The solution, hiring inmates to work in their call centers. BP, British Petroleum spilled 4.2 million barrels of oil into the Gulf Coast. The company sent a workforce of African American inmates to clean up the toxic spill. I don't even know. My brothers might have been out there. I don't know if they was out there getting toxic syndrome. Many community members were outraged as they were unemployed, but the oil business owners did nothing to reconcile the situation. Why did they have to? They had, slaves out there working, cleaning up their stuff. What type of respiratory disease did they get? What type of lung disease did they get? You know what I'm saying? Is that oil and all of that toxic is, that they had to breathe in? Because they didn't give them nothing to really protect themselves. Hell, they don't want to give the hospital, the doctors and lawyers protection to protect themselves against coronavirus. So what you think? I know back then they really wasn't trying to. Starbucks. I will go to coffee shop sadly uses prison workers to package their goods on a budget. Vice has the inside scoop from an inmate. You have grown men putting tea bags into larger tea bags and getting paid $10 a week. It teaches you nothing about work ethics, just about being exploited. I don't know what that little thing is show you. You see that? I don't know what that means. It probably mean a dime. I don't know. But it's 10. 10 can't be too much, huh? A week. The Nintendo. The gaming tycoon Nintendo has prisoners work on their overflow Game Boys to games like Super Mario Brothers and Donkey Kong. Paul White, a former prisoner, said they are paying prison workers less than they're paying on the outside, but they aren't reducing the markup to the customers. He a free slave. He a free man now. He ain't no slave no more. American Airlines. The popular airline has inmates working in their call centers taking reservations for less than minimum wage. Ain't that about nothing? For those people doing time in federal prisons, the work isn't optional. The Crime Control Act of 1990 established that all federal prisoners who are physically capable of work must have a job while serving their sentences. I guess they had to do this here for the those that were privileged in the feds. You ain't privileged no more, huh? People who choose not to work are locked away in solitary confinement, deprived of dignity and human contact, a former inmate Anderson said. A free man now. And then I guess this is a little joke, okay? Funny enough. Yeah, right. Funny enough. The Fair Trade Company with the hefty price tag outscores cheap prison labor. The corporation, pay attention. The corporation that's famous for its animal welfare rating system doesn't have an amazing company culture for all its employees. They had prisoners working for them in Colorado until it became a major controversy and they ended the program in April 2017. Workers got paid as little as 74 cents a day and had no human rights like social insurance or days off. Forget social insurance or days off. You know what I'm saying? Did they have medical? You know what I'm saying? Do they get dental? Do they eat properly? You know what I'm saying? Do they have, they got necessities. 3 hots and a cot. You should vote today. I voted. My vote was counted. I'm not watching that foolishness on the TV today. I'm not, because You know, they keep going back to what Trump said. But see, today, this is my book. Broken but not destroyed. I am going to the post office. Drop my books in the mail, in the post office. Thank you. I want to thank everybody that is supporting me. I get my book if you ain't got it. See, that's it right there. That's me right there. You know, this needs to stop. This needs to stop. And I don't know if you've seen Lil Pip, whoever, you know, Donald Trump had coming up there for like a minute. They didn't even let you hear what he said. Trump didn't even get his name right. It just makes me wonder how much he paid him to come up there and you know, for his minstrel show. He didn't even know his name. You know, at first Trump rallies, they would have three colored people, 3 black people, you know what I'm saying, in the midst of all them white people. 2 or 3, never no more than that, and never nowhere but in the front, right behind him. Okay? Where you at now? You can't get up there with them now, huh? Ever since Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, you know what I'm saying, Breonna Taylor, and so many before them, but ever since the protest started, they moved them. They not behind them no more. So what do that tell you, Trump supporters? Well, I ain't talking to everybody, but some of y'all, you know who I'm talking to. You know, you better vote. You better vote, and you better vote for Biden, and you better, you know what I'm saying, I voted. You know what I'm saying? Being black in America don't mean much, but guess what? My vote don't have a color, and I voted, and I got the confirmation saying that my vote was counted. So you be counted today, because you know what? They cannot be counted. And hell, they want to work. Why they can't vote? They ought to be able to vote in prison. My brother is in there for nothing. So many, like my brothers, are in there for nothing. Misdemeanors, you know what I'm saying? Petty crimes, but their lives have been taken because they have put them on the plantation. And now I'm gonna go. Have a blessed day, people. You know, have a very blessed day. Something got to be done. These men and women, they need help. And I'm asking you to help them.